It's a Taste of Nashville, brought to you by Omni Nashville and Lionel Trains, with Devon O'Day and John Dwyer, and their guests, Tyler Saracino, Alexander Blazek, Malain McCormick, Lisa Wilcox, Debbie Tanner, and Greg Pratt.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Taste of Nashville. Alan has more fun with these trains.
Alan is, I don't know how old, going on 9. This is Christmas for him. Lionel Trains, a big sponsor.
But Halloween, and did you know the name of did you see the name of the locomotive?
No, I didn't.
The Main Shriek Express.
Oh, good one.
Like, instead of Main Street, Main Shriek, he named it.
I got come out in Bond, but I got it. I will say, if you've seen this, if you've been a loyal viewer, you were at the Omni Hotel, the beginning of it has this animation of me holding on to the side of a train for dear life. You know, like, I don't know, and Alan put that together. I didn't know. I'm like, it looks ridiculous. I don't know how the Transportation Safety Board got that approved, but anyway, I'm still here, and it's just one of the things he loves to do with the trains, and now we have the Halloween theme. It hooted and everything.
It hooted.
I don't know.
It's a Halloween. You know, the whistle blew. In other seasons, the whistle blows, but in Halloween, it hoots.
Yeah. You know what also is a hoot? Our latest Whataburger employee. That's been the running joke here.
When you order something off the TikTok shop and then it arrives and you go, and it's somebody, I will credit that to Buddy Sadler, ran into me and he says, "Are you going to go work at Whataburger later?" And
so
I went,
he's the line. That's a good one. Anyway, yeah, it's our Halloween theme.
Hey, and you've got your jacket
I
on.
do. You can always find me in a crowd in this. So I thought this was appropriate for Halloween, and we've got a great show. And we're going to start with Tyler Saracino.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, Saracino.
Okay. All right, I practiced. And you are the Omni Hotel executive
Sous chef. Yes.
Sous chef.
Yes.
And that means what?
So we have a lot of outlets. We have a giant banquets and catering department. So myself and the executive chef oversee all of it. And just kind of try to divide and conquer. It's a lot of bodies, a lot of cooks, a lot of stewards, just so much stuff going on. It takes a village, you know.
Well, speaking of village, if you've got one coming to your house for Thanksgiving and you just have gotten to the point where you go, "I don't want to cook," guess what? The Omni Hotel has you covered, right?
Correct. Every year we do a huge buffet. Obviously, we get in hundreds of turkeys. We do a bunch of gravies, and we do a big display. So we've got our turkeys. We've got prime rib. We're going to kind of throw in a lot of Southern favorites, some things that I grew up with as a kid, going to the Meat and Threes here in Nashville, doing a lot of Delta Blue rice grits with some red-eye gravy and some seared country ham.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah. Rice grits too. I'm a big fan. I love the rice grits.
What's the difference? Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, the normal grits are like cornmeal. Yeah.
Oh, and what are rice grits?
Just with rice instead of the corn.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a middlings, they call it, like middlings.
Yeah.
So it's, it gets the same kind of,
I don't know.
I didn't know if it was mixed together.
No,
I didn't know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same stuff. It's just rice, corn, you cook it, it turns into a thing, and it's good. It's delicious. But it's got the red-eye gravy, like a kind of coffee gravy. We're doing a big biscuit display as always. I was going to see maybe we could borrow this and do like a sushi train, but with biscuits delivered by the train.
The biscuit train brought to you by Lionel Trains.
Sign me up.
Okay.
I was just thinking that, it might be a good idea. We do a huge seafood display, and then our pastry chefs do just this gigantic display as well of just all sorts of sweets. And it's
you
so
know
good,
what
yeah.
I love about what you guys do? It looks aesthetically beautiful.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
But it all tastes really good too. You know how you've been to the places where you go, "Can we really eat that?" Yeah, it's so good. And now, Lindley, your beloved, you always take home the dessert features that we have.
I do,
Now,
and they
what-
never see sunrise. They never see. She's like, "Oh, honey, you didn't have to do that." And then the next morning, I'm like,
Yeah.
So
See?
Mine are gone before sundown, so I don't. If they make it to sunrise, it's lucky.
well, I mean, for a chef, I mean, you're fighting weight. You're a boxer.
we're getting our steps in.
Oh yeah, we were talking before the show that you have this big spread, and you obviously dial in on the holidays and do a fantastic job. But you're just talking about the other day that you did a corporate event for 500 outside. I mean, you never have a slow day. You can't have an off day because that may be the one time either you're in town or coming from out of town going, you're going to judge Nashville culinary on you.
Well, Omni is very, very highly rated as a convention hotel, one of the highest rated in the country. We pride ourselves on that. We have an incredible convention and banquets team with our own chef team and cooks up there as well that are just so hard at work, and they're so phenomenal. I barely even have to worry about it. You just kind of run up, you're like, "You guys good?" They're like, "Yeah, we're great." But we'll do anywhere between 20 people and 2,000 people. We've done 3,000 person receptions, and they do it without sweating. So we're very proud of them.
Without sweating.
Without sweating, yeah.
Without
great
sweating.
AC, great AC in this building, I will say. For a kitchen, it's nice.
So tell us more about perhaps you got to
Sure.
plan ahead. I mean, you can't just
Absolutely.
walk in here and expect to have a seat and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, we're taking reservations. We've been taking reservations, and they're going pretty quick.
How do we make a reservation for here? Now, a lot of people,
absolutely.
you make a reservation, do you call the Omni or do
You
you
can
go
do it
through
any certain way.
online?
Obviously, call. If you're old school, we'd have Open Table as well. So you can just go online and set a reservation there with Open Table. And that's usually the easiest.
And this will sell out. Do you have graduated times when people can come? I mean, do you have how early do you start?
We are starting the actual lunch table, I think 10:30 this time. We changed it to be a little bit earlier. Usually we do 11, but I think we're starting at 10:30. But we're starting breakfast at 7 as usual. And then we're going later. We're going to 4 p.m.
Okay.
So, which is great. Usually we only go to 2:30, but we got a lot of food and we want to feed a lot of people, so we're staying open a little later for that.
You talk about a lot of food, but you also we need to source that food and
Correct.
organize that weeks, months, and ahead.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the contents. There's a lot of farms around here. I don't know how involved you get there, but
yeah, absolutely. So here we have purchasers that get to work with all the purchasing, but I get to we get a ton of different stuff from Fresh Point works with all sorts of local vendors. We're doing maitake mushrooms from one of my friends. His name's Alan, the fun guy. And
I know who that is.
fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my guy. He's a great guy. So we're doing all the mushrooms from him. Most of the mushrooms coming from Kitchen Notes are from him. So we always try to bring as many local folks in as possible. Like our pasta dish is made by a guy, Mr. Aaron. So things like that. We always try to bring in as much local produce as possible.
fantastic.
When it comes to the food that you're going to have, it is always first rate. There are a lot of restaurants here, but we're talking specifically about Kitchen Notes. That is where the Thanksgiving brunch is going to be, and it's really a Thanksgiving feast. When do you take out? Because, my family, if we plan Thanksgiving, it's going to take forever and forever, and you starve to death. You could come in and have your early feed early at the Omni, and then meet with your family. At the end.
Absolutely.
So when do you switch out from breakfast to lunch?
Oh, breakfast goes the whole time. We just add on to it. Yeah. It keeps going.
Oh, that is the stuff right there.
Get on Open Table now.
I'm telling you, I am getting on as soon as we finish. This is where I'm coming for Thanksgiving. Can you imagine? And you don't have to clean up your own dishes.
No, we do that too. Yeah.
Well, let's wrap with this. The dessert, always unbelievable. And by the way, I don't see it. I don't see any to take home to Lindley, but we'll work on that. But
we're saving them all for Thanksgiving.
Good answer. Good save.
Hey, you can get on the Open Table too and
Well,
say,
that's
Lindley,
true.
here's where we're going.
That's how a guy makes dinner. Reservations.
That's right.
Thank you so much for
it was
being
a
here.
pleasure.
And a
Thank you.
Father Ryan alumnus
That's right.
here.
Yeah.
Homegrown.
Repping the Irish.
Sourced.
That's right. I am locally sourced
Ryan
as well.
The table to Omni. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
They do not mess around. Hey, you guys, Omni, the Omni Nashville is a place for all good eats. If you're not in Kitchen Notes, we also have Bob's Steakhouse. We have bar lines. We also have Bongo Java, really whatever you need. And of course, the newest installation is the Pick, which is right in the lobby. If you're here for a visit and you're coming into Nashville, you're just discovering us, the lobby is worth a look-see at the Omni Hotel, and great valet parking as always. Hey, stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Joseph Burgoyne, Chef Tornade of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Kitchen Notes.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
This holiday season, the largest lantern festival in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. Experience more than 1,000 all-new handcrafted lanterns, towering creatures, magical worlds, and a North Pole village. At the center of it all, the Smashville Ice Rink. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville. John Dwyer, along with Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer Devon Day. We're at Kitchen Notes, our Halloween theme, clearly, or she'll take your order at Whataburger. We're going to wear that sucker out. That is so fun. You look great, by the way.
You know, I was just looking for something that was kind of Halloween-y.
You found
Halloween-y.
it.
Okay.
There's no doubt you found it. So much to do in the fall in Nashville, including the Nashville Symphony.
We have the most amazing symphony, I think, in the world. I mean, it's Grammy winning. I mean, it's just, and our symphony house is something to behold. And if you ever go on YouTube and you see the thing where they show how they put all the seats in and then how they take the seats out, it's the most incredible fast action video ever. But now we have a trumpet player.
We have a guy that actually sits, not in the audience, but sits and performs. Blazek, thank you, trumpet player for the Nashville Symphony.
Trumpet player.
And you have, there's always themes going on, and Star Wars is the one coming up here starting Halloween and a few performances. So what's the twist there?
Well, the twist is that we actually did a Star Wars show this past summer, right after 4th of July. It was Star Wars Under the Stars, where we did a compilation essentially of all the themes of like all the movies. Now, the wrinkle to this one is that we are pairing the soundtrack with the movie, and we're playing the original movie. Now it's called A New Hope, but I know that some people are purists and won't consider it that way. So the first one, we are playing the soundtrack and accompanying the movie, essentially. So if you come visit us on October 31st or one of the 2 days afterwards, first of all, feel free to dress up.
I was going to ask, because you've got to have the people dress up.
You're getting essentially a movie and a concert in one. And if you've never...
And a costume party.
And a costume party, perfect. And if you've never been to a movie with a live orchestra playing, the experience is unreal. It's nothing like going to a movie theater, even in IMAX. Like your seats are shaking with the sound, and it's just so much more visceral in a way that you just can't put it to words. So everybody,
if you come dressed as a ghost, your sheets will shake too. See,
there's that
there
too.
You go.
So yeah, that's the twist for this upcoming concert, the Star Wars A New Hope, or just Star Wars.
Do you need season tickets first, or can anybody get tickets to the symphony for this?
Tickets are on sale for everybody. You don't need to have a subscription. Of course, if you want to be a subscriber, we have a whole movie series. But tickets are available online at NashvilleSymphony.com.
I will say my mother-in-law, Ann, was in a few days last week, and we were looking for things to do. And I looked at the movie theater, nothing against, we may not get sponsors for movie theaters, but there was nothing that was out there. When I think of entertainment, visual, keep people of all ages, getting their sensory, every sensory, this is such a cool, clean thing to do. Yeah, and are you old enough to even remember Star Wars?
My mom wasn't quite in kindergarten when the first one came out, but I grew up watching the movies. They were just part of the family, so I was familiar with them growing up, for sure.
Is it fun to play?
Oh my gosh, yes. As a trumpet player, John Williams wrote some of the best music that we could ever hope for. We've done a lot of his soundtracks at this point. We've done Jurassic Park, we did Indiana Jones last season. We've actually done many of the Star Wars films already, but we're kind of bringing them back. We have other movies that we're doing this year. I'm really excited about How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're also doing Frozen and Amadeus and the yearly Home Alone that we always do around Christmas time. But John Williams is like peak for us in a lot of ways. Some of the best music that we could hope for the brass family.
There's the scene, I don't know if it's in this movie or not, where they go in the little Star Wars nightclub and they have all the odd creatures and they have like the 1920s and it's very clarinet heavy. Do you have a scene like that in this where you have kind of
The Cantina Band, I think is what you're talking about. I think that we do have that scene. I'm actually not completely sure if we play it. Every now and then some of these movies when it's like a commercial pop tune or something like that, we don't play that.
Okay.
So that one, I don't have any music for that, I don't think. But it's possible that the Woodwinds will be playing that, but I'm not 100%.
It's such an exciting experience to feel it, because I would say if you have kids and you want to introduce them to orchestral music, this is a great way to integrate and go, by the way, when you hear that background music on a movie, it's actually played by people, and this is what it feels like. And because when you go in our symphony house, you can feel it in your bones.
Truly.
It's so different.
Yeah. I love our hall. I cherish it. I think it's one of the greatest gems in all of Nashville, and I feel very lucky every time I get to call that my office. And yes, John Williams and a lot of the movie music that we play in general is such a wonderful introduction to orchestral music, which is just unlike anything else that can be, like, no offense to any other artists, obviously, that we have in town, but we have something that's like truly, truly unique and special that we take a lot of pride in. And John Williams was really influenced by a lot of the classical composers we play on a regular basis anyway. Gustav Holst's The Planets, which we're actually playing in March this year, was a big influence on John Williams, and you can hear a lot of that throughout the entire score.
You are from New Mexico.
Yes.
And so your trip to Nashville, your tour, your trek, what's your story?
Well, like anybody on stage of the Nashville Symphony, I was part of an audition process. I went to University of New Mexico, and then I was at Indiana University for a little while. And I took the plunge, and I came here along with 70 to 100 other people for any position at a time. And there's a committee behind a screen, and then they were like, okay, we want to play with that person. So you take an audition and you roll the dice, and sometimes you have a good day and it works out. So I've been here about almost 10 years now.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's native anymore. That's you are you're on the other side.
Well, thank you.
Isn't it fun? The Nashville Symphony, if you're not part of it, getting season tickets is incredible. But there are special things all year long, and you also have a show that you're playing. There's a pop series or a country series that we have, because we are in Nashville, where you bring in country artists or artists and of all sorts. But I know Jamie Johnson most recently.
Coming up in a couple days, actually, we have our first rehearsal, or first and only rehearsal tonight. So looking forward to working with him. And it should be a good time. And I think that that's one of the things that we also pride ourselves on at the Nashville Symphony, is we have such a wide variety of programming available. Just on Tuesday, we played at Ascend Amphitheater with two great musicians, Jacob Collier and Chris Thiele, the mandolin
Yes.
player. That was a really, really incredible show. Like some of the greatest musicians I've ever heard live and just jamming out with each other. It was a really good time. We also have a kids show or a family concert this Sunday that we're doing the classic Britain, Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra, and then a work based on a book by Lemony Snicket, who's author of the Series of Unfortunate Events book that came out. I actually did grow up reading those. The book is called The Composer is Dead, and it's essentially a detective going around the orchestra trying to figure out who might have murdered the composer. And it's a fun time.
And if you ever go to any fireworks extravaganza in the city of Nashville, you have heard your Nashville Symphony. And they are our Nashville Symphony. And Alec Blazek is part of it. And I just love, too, that we have your typical country musicians who show up here, but there's somebody with a suitcase with 3 trumpets in it that showed up from New Mexico. And here he is, and it's part of the Star Wars event. Give us the dates again for the Star Wars events.
The first show will be on October 31st, and then we'll have 2 more after that on November 1st and November 2nd.
Get your tickets because the Star Wars folks are rabid. They love it, and they show up dressed and ready to partay.
Absolutely.
And you should too. The Nashville Symphony, get your tickets now. Hey, we're going to come back and have more Taste of Nashville. Speaking of taste, we've got some cookie ladies coming up pretty soon.
And a wonderful backstory of why they do it and where the proceeds go. So you want to stay here. It's Devon and John. It's Taste of Nashville. We're at the Omni Hotel. Thank you, Alec.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
Hi, I'm Brikenna at the Nashville Omni Hotel. Come see us at 5 and 10.
Welcome back with Devon. I'm John, and it is our Halloween extravaganza. Alan, our Lionel Trains expert, I don't even know what his clock. I don't even know what that must look like. But he has every train for every season, and now we're featuring the Halloween train that lights up. That's called, what's it called? The
Main Shriek Express. Isn't that cool?
It says Main Street Media. See how that all works together. Beautiful fall in Nashville. The weather's great, and we hope we have a great day for the Nashville Half Marathon presented by First Horizon. Malain McCormick is the one running the show, and she's here on Taste of Nashville. Thank you for your time.
Yes, the owner of Run Nashville.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So we were talking earlier that there's a big event in the spring, but this is to counter in the fall. It begins and ends at the ballpark here, the First Horizon ballpark, which is fantastic. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about this gathering and how you can get involved.
Yeah, this is a great gathering. It's actually been 17 times running. So we've been around for quite some time to anchor in the fall. We offer a half marathon and a 5K, so really any ability can come and enjoy. And so we'd love to have everybody come out, whether it is to participate or just to cheer people on. So we have a very similar course to the spring race. So a beautiful tour of downtown Nashville, Music Row, and East Nashville.
Yeah, so the marathon, the half would go at Music Row, maybe through the Gulch and then across the bridges and all the things that. Here's the thing: when you drive Nashville and you drive this, you don't think much about the undulation. But when you run those, you didn't realize Music Row has some hills. So
it looks flat.
But the participation is great. If you come to support this, can you come into the stadium and because it finishes in a unique way?
It finishes on the first baseline in First Horizon Park. Spectators are welcome. It's open from 7 a.m. to noon, so whatever time your finisher is about to finish, you can come on in. We're going to be having food trucks, live music, celebration there at First Horizon Park.
It's a great thing to bring people from, runners people like to put things on Nashville and travel here, so I suspect your registration is quite vast.
It is. It's great. We have over 40 states represented in already 5 countries. So people see Nashville as a true destination, and if they like running, they kind of plan their vacations around that. So we're excited to welcome so many people from out of Nashville to this race.
Are there any people from Ghana or places like that where they have to run from lions?
Right.
Lion. Because they always win because their practice is like life or death. So do you have any of them coming?
We don't. I think we're going to have a local win this. So it's always fun to see a local person take home that first place.
I also think that a 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and I know you knew that, but
I do because I have walked in some. Thank you.
But it is something. 3, okay, all right. It is something that you don't have to, train for necessarily. You can come out and do that. Do you have baby strollers and dogs and all that?
We do. It's
dogs terrible to get passed by those, by the way. I've been passed by baby strollers before. You're like, oh man.
When you train with that weight, you're ready to run with that weight, right? So we do have baby strollers both in the running and the walking side of things. Dogs are not permitted because of First Horizon Park, but it is a family-friendly event. Those 5K, whether you're running, walking, or jogging, you're all getting the same experience, the same entertainment, the same medal. So it's really fun for people of all abilities.
I want to know, do you have any volunteer positions? The people that stay and they squirt people with water? I can do that.
We would love that. Volunteer opportunities are available.
Hired.
Yes. We can be our official
water
station.
If you wear that.
If I wear
She'll
my
take your order
outfit,
too. Yeah. That's fun. But volunteers putting this on it's a lot. And people don't understand the infrastructure of the city is there, but there's police, there's closures, it's a thing.
Yes, it's a massive parade and it's moving throughout the city, so you're trying to protect people throughout this whole journey. We do have volunteers, police, all the officials that become a part of it, but volunteers are really the heart and soul of the event. They're the ones that are going to give you your hydration, they're the ones that are going to give you your medal, and so we really tap into the running community to give them a chance to look behind the scenes of the run. It's great for people to see, if you love running or walking or doing these events, how does it go, how does it work? And so there are fundraising opportunities available if you want to come and volunteer with a group. So all of that can be found on runnash.com.
Is that it? Runnash.com. Okay.
Then let's talk about the Music City Turkey Trot. I just love a race that's called a turkey trot. You just expect,
Yeah, it's we also have a 1 mile waddle, which is really fun.
I'm good for that.
Do you have to waddle? I mean, is that part of their...
It is not a requirement.
Okay.
It's encouraged, but...
Might pull something.
It's a great way to Thanksgiving Day. We start and finish at Nissan Stadium. It's a beautiful course that goes actually behind us. It goes on Korean Veterans Bridge. Just a fun celebration to kick off the holiday.
So you can come and eat here at the Omni and then go and participate and waddle it off.
Waddle it off.
At the Turkey Trot. I love that.
So to sign up, you can, and this is key because there's some people that are spontaneous and go, I didn't do it. And then you can sign up day of.
Yes.
On both events, right?
Yes. Okay. There'll be available signups for day of. We plan for, we do get a lot of those, oh wait, I want to do the Turkey Trot. My mom, my dad are doing it. So we do get a lot of last minute signups for that one.
Good deal.
And shout out to the Gould family that runs. They're the center, the head girasticutus of Main Street Media, and they run in all the marathons.
I did not know Dave. I know him pretty well. I didn't know. That's why he's in such good. Okay, all right.
Dave, his wife, and all the kids. I mean, the kids that are in town. They participate as a family, especially on the holiday events.
Yeah.
The waddle.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
They even dress like tomatoes at that tomato race so.
Oh yeah, that's in August. We do that in East Nashville.
Yeah.
So what other events, anything else that we need to know about Run Nash?
If you want to sign up for our newsletter at runnash.com, you'll get to see all of the things that we're doing. We don't just produce races for ourselves, we also produce races for other people. So the Preds 5K, the Dash at the Castle. So it's just a great way to stay up to date on all the events that are happening in Nashville from a running perspective.
Good deal.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Well, if you are a runner or a walker or a waddler, they've got something for you at runnash.com, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Malain, thank you for your time. Good
Thank
luck to
you.
you, and thank you for giving the opportunity. Again, to be in the stadium and to finish, it's like running through the Titan Stadium. How often do you get to be on the field? And we'll even call you safe at first, right? We won't even call you out.
You're safe.
Safe. Can you imagine like that? Or if you're in a fight with your wife, right, you're going to be like, you're out.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, that's great. That's runnash.com.
Hey, stay tuned. We've got music, we've got food, we've got the Tennessee State Museum, we've got all sorts of things. It is literally a taste of Nashville here at the Omni Hotel.
Hi, I'm Carmen at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at the Macara Spa.
On the Lionel line, you're the boss. Tell Mom and Dad you want a Lionel electric train.
Times may have changed, but the commitment to producing quality Lionel trains has remained. For 125 years, Lionel has been creating lasting memories with the world's best model trains. The 2025 anniversary catalog is now available. Just visit lionelnashville.com. The Lionel Train Store is conveniently located at Opry Mills, right in your backyard. So whether you visit the website or stop by the store, join us in celebrating 125 years of cherished memories today.
Hi, I'm Missy Acosta.
And I'm Stephanie Miller.
We're here with Community Checkup, and we would love for you to join us each month as we dive a little deeper into different organizations and events, happenings around Middle Tennessee.
You can find our Community Checkup episodes through our Main Street Media publications. Just go to the top of the page and click on How to Stream. You'll find Main Street Media TV on Apple, Amazon, and Roku. We'll also make it easy for you. Just download our mobile app, Main Street Media TV Mobile. You'll have all of our episodes right there at your fingertips.
We are having so much fun here at Taste of Nashville, and this is the true taste of Nashville, because I ran into these ladies, John Dwyer. I ran into these ladies at the Taste of Nashville, the Taste of Donaldson Hermitage, the Chambers taste event that they did. And I have been trying to get them on this show ever since, because I loved their story. I loved everything about them. The Faithful Cookie. And they're located in Manteca, Tennessee, but they have locations where they have cookies in Nashville, but I cannot wait for you to meet it. We got Lisa Wilcox and Debbie Tanner with us. Welcome, welcome everybody.
Thank you for having us.
So where did you get the idea?
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in February of 21. And I'm a Christian, and of course, when you get like a really terrible diagnosis, you ask the Lord, why me? And he says, why not you? And so I said, I'm praying and asking him, what would you like me to do? And he tells me, I want you to bake cookies. And I know it's from him because I'm not a baker. I don't bake at all.
Did he get his wires crossed?
Yeah, I think he did, for sure.
Okay.
So I decide, I'm going to follow his lead and bake cookies. So I don't know how to bake cookies, so I go to the grocery store and I pull bags of cookies off the shelf that are, where you add butter and an egg. And I did this week after week after week, and I put scripture on all the cookies, and I was doing this on my own at this time. We lived in Kentucky, and we were attending the university in Kentucky. That's where I was being treated. And week after week, I would spend time in the Word, and then I would put new Bible verses week after week on these. And it was also during COVID, so I had a captive audience between a doctor and a nurse. And so I began to bake these cookies, and I started with 4 dozen, then 6, then 8, then 12. I got all the way up to about 14 dozen cookies that I brought in week after week after week, and changed the Bible verse. And then people started, telling me about themselves and giving me a glimpse of what their life was like. And it really took the focus off me feeling sorry for myself having cancer, and loving on them and hearing about them. And when I really felt like I heard the Lord right, it was about 10 weeks into my journey. And one of my nurses who had shared some really intimate details of her life with me, and she had told me her grandmother used to read the Bible to her week after week. And so I offered to buy her a Bible. I read the one-year Bible. It's the Old Testament, the New Testament, a Psalm, and a proverb every day. And so I offered to buy her that. And I brought this Bible to her. And so she begins reading it and asking questions, and we're talking about it. And one week she came in after several weeks, and she said, "I want you to sit down." So I sit down, and I'm thinking she's upset with me. She's gonna, think I'm forcing this down her. And she pulls up a picture, and she said, she's in all white, and she had shared with me she was considering marriage to this man. And I wasn't entirely sure this was the right man based on our conversations. And I was quietly praying this was not the right man. And she goes, "Oh no, I kicked him out." And I got baptized because you introduced me to this. And then I knew.
Cookies.
Through cookies. So the motto is sharing our love and our faith, one cookie at a time. And so how I met Debbie was after a year of being treated in Kentucky, Brian and I moved to Alabama. This is all for his work positions. And after we lived there for about a year, he felt I was not receiving the best care. And by the time I got to Nashville in July of 22, my breast was covered in a terrible rash. And so I, of course, go to an oncologist here, and I hook up with Saracino and with Tennessee Oncology, which have been phenomenal. And they did all the tests, and the cancer had come back a second time. So I lost all my hair, and I lost about 40-something pounds. I got quite sick with it, and they put me on a trial. And during that trial, we had just moved to Nashville, and we hooked up with a really amazing church. And I met Debbie at my church, and when she heard what I was doing, she said, I wanna help you." And when she told me that she represented Pampered Chef, I thought, God has such a
another prayer answered.
Well, it was like
you needed that.
I needed it, yeah, because here I am just buying box cookies, and she was like, "We're not going to do that anymore.
We can do so much better.
We are not going to do that."
Do you have a recipe? How did you
I honestly did not have any preconceived notions. I do love to bake. I love to bake cookies, probably one of my love languages. But I know I didn't have any. We really come up with these recipes on our own. We might find something we really like and then say, how can we tweak it? What else can we add? That's where the curds came in, the homemade fudge, the homemade peanut butter. What can we do with homemade to add it just a little bit better?
Well, speaking of, you brought these beautiful. You can buy them, and when you see them in a store, you can find them like this with a little package. But you brought some. Tell us some of your specials. I see the key lime pie cookie over there, and that's like one of your favorites.
You can wait till after the show.
I'm not going to taste them right now.
Let me see the lemon pie.
Okay, you've got key lime pie, and then you've got, what is the one with the chocolate and peanut butter?
So that's called the peanut butter buckeye. And it's a homemade peanut butter cookie with homemade peanut butter, then a homemade peanut butter patty, and then chocolate on top. And then the yellow one is lemon pie. So it's a lemon cookie with homemade curd. We kind of specialize in curd cookies. So we make like raspberry curd, strawberry curd, lemon curd, almond curd, coconut curd, any curd that you could ever think of, apple curd. And we put that in the next part of the cookie, and then we do a homemade icing with real lemons, and we put the zest in and real lemon juice. I really would love for you to try.
When you say you mean her. I mean, let's.
We do it together.
Okay, you do. Team effort.
Has she been a good student?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, what do you think of this recipe?
Right.
And let's try this. And so
They're so precious. I called them to be on the show, and it's like, well, we're baking right now. And they had me on speakerphone, and they were mixing and doing all this stuff. It was so precious. If you've got a party coming up and you want to order cookies, you can bless into the Faithful Cookie. And let's find out if they want to, will you take orders?
Yeah, we can do orders. Our goal is to get into several businesses in downtown Nashville, and right now we have businesses we're working with in Mount Juliet. We're working with Southern Rhythm Farm, and we're working with another company called, it's in Lebanon. Seven Cedars. And so those are the two, and then Merle Norman, who's on a strip mall over in Mount Juliet, was like, we'd love to let you be a drop-off location for us when they found out about us. But when people purchase the cookies, they're not only supporting our business, but part of these proceeds go to help cancer patients get gas cards and grocery cards. So
that's the big part of this whole thing, is paying it forward to helping, because those are the expenses that aren't helped if you give to the big charities for research, but that person who can't afford gas to get back and forth to their chemo treatments.
Yeah, and so since I'm actively still in cancer, it's recently come back a third time. I'm in treatment again now.
Oh my goodness.
And so I'm around the cancer patients all of the time, and we don't, and so when we find a need, last year we gifted over $1,000 to different cancer patients. People were recommended through our church or through the farmers market. We are at the farmers market every Saturday. We're looking for a holiday market to represent the cookies, because the more we sell, the more we can give away. And like, the joy for us is we get to meet that cancer patient and pray with them and love them, and then gift them with cards to help with their families. And then we find out where they're being treated, and we gift their medical teams with cookies. So I don't go to Vanderbilt. I respect Vanderbilt. It was just not the hospital I went to. But we helped a cancer patient last year, and I took a wagon full of 10 dozen cookies, and they opened up the doors and let me into the oncology unit, and I passed them out to every physician, all the nurses. And for me, it's like what's keeping me going in the cancer journey. So when I experience a new doctor or I get sick again, I feel like God's saying, give them a cookie and share your love and faith one cookie at a time, because it's been so amazing.
Well, who knew? Lisa Wilcox, Debbie Tanner.
The Faithful Cookie Company, you can find them on Facebook, or you can find their website, The Faithful Cookie, in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And I'll just talk to some folks here at the Omni. You might even be able to find the Faithful Cookie in the Omni shop here. They have.
We'll see if that happens. Yeah.
I know. Put in a word, because they're very cool. And if you see these little packages, you know they're going for all good things. And do you want to taste one?
Oh, absolutely. Can I do it right now?
The lemon one?
Am I allowed to
Yes.
do that? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm not having dinner tonight.
It's a hearty cookie. It's a hearty cookie.
Thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for what you both do. It's just not sugar and yeast and all that. It's a wonderful journey that you're on.
It's all heart. It's
we'll
all
be thinking
heart.
of you. Yeah.
Well, we do carry several gluten-free cookies, and the reason why is my beautiful niece is a celiac, and at family dinners and parties, she wasn't able to join us, and I said to Debbie, we're going to rectify that. So half of our cookies are gluten-free.
See, you got gluten-free, you've got all the good stuff. The Faithful Cookie Company, and recently they were sponsors at a wonderful line dance competition at the Nashville Palace. So I think that's very cool too, because you were there line dancing and sharing cookies.
Working the cookies on. Hey, thank you. That's great. We got more.
Yes, we're going to talk about something very cool for Halloween happening at the Tennessee State Museum. And
the person is getting a police escort, by the way, if you can just hear that.
The other soundtrack of Nashville is the siren. Hey, by the way, if you haven't seen the new 911 Nashville show, you need to check that out, because it's pretty cool too. Catastrophe everywhere.
I found the end of the internet and Netflix, I promise you. All right, we'll be right back. Taste of Nashville.
Being in Tennessee, we wanted to try to keep it as local as possible, so we have an entire section of our menu that is just dedicated to local whiskeys like Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels, of course, George Dickel, Nelson Brothers, Greenbrier whiskey, and all of our taps are all local. From 2 o'clock until midnight, we've got food every day for you guys. A good handful of appetizers, some entrees, and a couple salads and things like that. My name is Ethan Kanata. Please come down and see us at the Pick Lobby Bar here at the Omni in Nashville.
Did you know there's a Lionel Racing Store at Opry Mills? That's right, and the 2025 season is going to be wild. Lionel Racing Store has die-cast classics, late models, elite premier editions, and special finishes. Come find your favorite driver. Searching for that special birthday gift? Take that short drive to Opry Mills and choose from thousands of items. You can also visit lionelnashville.com.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs? Welcome back. We've had we've covered the spectrum of Nashville for this Halloween special. Food, cookies, we've talked music with the Nashville Symphony. But Devon, you're going to forget more artists in this town than most people ever know. And you have another one today that you're very proud of.
I am so proud. I adopted him from the minute I saw him.
I've seen the papers. You're actually, it's legal.
I adopted him. He was part of what I used to have on WSM, the Whiskey Jam kids. Kids that had played Whiskey Jam, and Ward Gunther was some of the best ears in Nashville who created the Whiskey Jam franchise with a couple of his friends, said, "You've got to meet Greg Pratt, kid from Memphis." And he brought this guy in, and he started singing, and this rich baritone came out of him, and I hadn't heard a voice that I loved. I mean, I liked the songs, and I liked everybody, but I hadn't heard a voice that I loved this much. When this kid started singing, I got tears in my eyes because I just loved him. Greg Pratt is here. Hi.
Good to see you again. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, and I have hauled him all over. We've done a lot of tourist things together. We took him, and he's played on tour buses with me. And you've also, how many hours? You literally are one of the troubadours of Broadway and all that area. So tell us, how many hours a week do you think you are performing?
Well, right now, kind of the way it works is obviously I've got everybody's got rent here, and you got to pay it. And I have my dog, I got to feed it, but I'm also self.
There's a song there, by the way.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I'm self-funded. We're pushing radio right now. We're pushing the DSP, Spotify, etc. Right now, we're pretty self-funded, and my managers helped me out a lot with that. We kind of split it 50-50. But it's if you're trying to do the artist thing independently, it's building a small business, and you got to start from the ground up. That means you might make so much money in a month, and you see probably about an eighth of it. But that's how it works. You're starting hard from the bottom. And working your way up. So right now I'm playing, it's less Broadway nowadays. Broadway's done a lot for me because it's taught me how to bond with a crowd, transfer the energy from an artist through the song to somebody to make them feel something. At the end of the day, music is you're not selling the notes, you're not selling the look, you're selling the emotion. That's what you're selling. So Broadway taught me how to do that. Again, a new crew comes in, new bunch of people every weekend, and they have no reason to like you or your music or know who you are. And they come in as strangers and they leave as friends. And Broadway's great for that. I still play, right now the only stage on Broadway that I play is the Whiskey Jam stage. I do a brunch there on Friday and Saturday mornings at Dirk's Place. A lot of it now is kind of moving into, again, Embassy Suites, Grand Hyatt Hotel, a lot of the corporate sector to kind of help keep money going. Because again, self-funding an artist endeavor without the help of a major label funding it's a lot. So
part of Greg's story that he has not told us yet is when you came to town, you have parents that are doctors, in Memphis. You had how many hours left to complete your college degree?
So a third of a class. So the way that kind of went down was, again, I knew I had to do Nashville, and
You're so close.
It's a third of a class. It's 1 credit. A class is 3 credits, unless you have a lab. So 3 credits college. So I made it all the way through. That last class, I knew I had.
What's her name?
Knew. What, the teacher?
No.
What's her name? Yeah, so I sat down. I was like, all right, it's time to go. I have to do this. And I emailed the teacher. I remember emailing the teacher. And I was like, hey, so I have to do this. I've made it through 2/3 of the class. I've got a C. That's passing. It's passing for that class. It's a class you have to be there. And I was like, could you help me out? Because I have to do this. And I kind of got an email back, which was kind of a metaphorical one of these. So
whoa.
So I
Alec, get the pixelating machine
I'll
ready
put that up.
for that. We just went to PG.
But at that point, I was like, all right, well, I've got pretty good grades all the way through, and then F. And I said, all right, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this for real. And that's why it was great that I met my manager. We met, and we're saying we're going to build this from the ground up the right way. It might take a while, but we're not going to quit, and we're going to make good music with a ton of emotion and keep it country.
Wouldn't you want to be on that conversation when he called mom and dad and said, hey, Mom, Dad, you know that college degree that I almost got?
I got hung up on. I got hung up on.
Yeah. When did they accept? Because I remember on your social media, there was a time when you played a song that literally was about that experience.
Yep, the Different String song I played on your show, and Dad was listening, which is crazy. Yeah, it's the way the song goes is, can't you see we're doing the same thing? I'm just sewing up the heart with different strings. My dad was a trauma surgeon at the Med in Memphis when I was growing up.
Sewing up the heart with different strings. That's the thing. I burst into tears and I went, this was a moment because I knew that your family was supposed to be listening. And here you were on WSM and they could hear you around the world, and that was that moment to make peace. And you did eventually get a letter, a note from your dad. And what did it say?
It just said, I get it. And we had a long conversation after that. So it's been a definite journey. Again, surgeons' brains are kind of wired differently, I tell you, than artists are. But it was the first time we actually sat down and made some peace, which is good.
Well, I want you to hear what I heard. I want you to grab your axe, as you said.
Little hatchet.
Grab your
He hasn't
guitar.
played in like 20 minutes, so he's gonna be like, you're breaking out in a rash, and we don't want to. We want to feed the beast here. So what are we going to hear?
Is that the one you want to hear? Or you
Well,
want to
you
hear
know
the
what?
new stuff?
You got a brand new song that's just hitting radio, and so we got to hear the new song. And I really, you sent it to me, you texted it to me, and I went, oh my goodness. So get your Kleenex ready.
I can play you the one that we just released about 2 weeks ago. There's a girl that I remember I posted a social media snippet of it, and she said this is perfect for sad cowboy season.
Sad cowboy
season. So me and my manager both had similar things like that. This happened to friends of ours, and I brought up the idea, and he's like, wow, that's great. But we tabled the idea for 6 to 8 months because it hurt too much to write at the time. When we picked it up later on, I remember it was Christmas break. I was in Florida, and I just started writing. And I sent it to him. He's like, all right, and we finished most of the song remote. This song's called When Tears Run Dry. It's out everywhere now, but it's my sad cowboy season song. They say, check on your friends. Thought I knew what that meant. She was one of us, but lost a little too much. She never saw the light again. She was a sweet breath of life, with stars in her eyes. Left a goodbye letter, blue ink on the dresser, without a tear stain in sight. Well, some say that's life. No one makes it out alive, but seeing too much and knowing enough can make you wish that you were deaf and blind. Too much hurt in the heart of that girl, Somewhere at the end of her world, behind those smiling eyes that say I'm fine, there comes a day when tears run dry. The pedal steel in it is, I love it.
Now, where can people find your music?
Right now, all the social, you can get my stuff off my social media platform. Greg Pratt Country, everywhere you look, TikTok, Instagram, there'll be a link there. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere that you get music online now.
What I notice, by the way, I think it's the journey of having to table something because it's so strong is an interesting concept, because a lot of people kind of write in the moment like it hurts so much, but you had to do that. And then two, when you said you wrote, this is when I know it's 2025. I wrote the song.
I thought the same thing.
And I don't mean any, but I'm going, okay, all right, well, that's what you do, right? I mean, that's
That and my penmanship did not improve after third grade.
Well, yeah, you didn't pass that class either.
I've seen penmanship all the way through. My mom will attest to that.
I love Greg's story, and like I said, Greg Pratt Country is where you find that, because there are some Greg Pratts that do other things. You can find them out there, but not this one. GregPratt, Greg Pratt Country. What's some of the things where you're going to be playing? Who you're going to be playing with? Who you're going to go out?
Well, right now, I think we're really focusing on making stuff in the studio. And I think I came here, again, I had to teach myself guitar, I had to learn how to sing, got a really good coach. But writing is something that's a discipline. And it took a lot of time to really get that under control. I think with this next bunch we're coming out in 2026, we've hit something new. And I was talking to somebody about it last night. We finally found a way to, again, write what's deep in my heart, but also show everybody a mirror. And I think that's the most important part, especially of commercial music, is you write your story, but you realize that your story's not gonna be that different than everybody out there. Everybody's going through stuff. So a lot of it is writing about the struggle, who I am in the last 8 years, working up through the trenches, being pretty much broke, no assistance from family, started in kitchens, almost cut my finger off with a meat slicer, crazy stuff. But just talking about that struggle that everybody's living right now.
And the thing that I see a lot of, I saw a lot of record labels that went and signed a whole bunch of people to come in and do events and stuff, but they were social media stars. But they had only performed in their bedrooms. And then they walked out onto stages and they just kind of stood there like, what do I do? What do I do? And then you walk in and you had probably 50 to 60 hours a week singing on stages. And that kind of experience is something that is important.
Very important.
Greg, you're going to, brick by brick, I believe in wider the base, higher the pyramid. You like that,
That's
manager?
A great
like
way
that?
to say
Yeah,
that.
so you're building, put that in a song.
Let's write that
right?
song.
Yeah,
Let's all get together and write it.
text me about it. I'm sure you will.
Do yourself a favor and check in with Greg Pratt Music, because it is incredible. And I know it's one of those kind of voices you go, again, a lot of strength and a lot of power. Hey, by the way, the Tennessee State Museum is going to celebrate its 27th annual Haunted Museum Storytelling Festival, October 25th.
There are stories, if you don't know the backstory, there's so many haunted stories here. That's a good thing to check out. It's been a packed show. We got to go. Thank you so much. Thanks to the Omni and all our guests.
And by the way, October 26th, I'm going to put live Mustangs in the Nashville Palace. We're having the Nashville Palace Barn Dance and Barbecue, raising money to save some horses.
Not my 5.0, actually, Mustangs.
No, not your kind of Mustang, my kind of Mustang. And you can meet the Southeast Roping Championship. His name is Harry Winston.
You know everybody.
Well, he's a horse.
Oh, okay.
But, he's a horse.
Of course.
So
Hey, thanks for joining us. Taste of Nashville.
Happy
See you next
Halloween.
time.